Have you ever had a noisy neighbor? Today, you will learn real English vocabulary to help you deal with this problem calmly and politely. We will follow the story of a woman named Clara. Clara lives in a small apartment in the city. She loves her home, but one day, everything changes. Clara works from home. She needs a quiet space to focus. Her apartment is on the third floor of a five-story building. One Thursday evening, a new person moves into the apartment above her. His name is Marco. Marco brings many boxes and a very large speaker. That same night, Clara hears loud music. The walls shake a little. She tries to read her book, but she cannot concentrate. Clara thinks, it is his first night. He is probably just celebrating. She decides to wait. The music stops at midnight. The next night, the music starts again. It is even louder than before. Clara can hear the bass through her ceiling. This happens every night for 1 week. Clara is tired. She is stressed. She knows she must do something. Clara decides to make a complaint. A complaint is when you tell someone officially that something is wrong or that you are not happy about something. But Clara does not want to be angry. She wants to be reasonable. Being reasonable means being fair and sensible. You do not ask for too much and you do not overreact. First, Clara writes down the dates and times when the noise happened. This is called keeping a record. A record helps you explain the problem clearly. On Saturday morning, Clara walks up the stairs to the fourth floor. She knocks on Marco's door. She is a little nervous, but she is calm. Marco opens the door. He looks surprised. He is wearing a gray sweater and holding a cup of coffee. Clara smiles and says, "Hello. My name is Clara. I live in the apartment below you. I wanted to talk to you about something, if that is okay." Marco says, "Of course. Please come in." Clara steps inside. His apartment is very similar to hers, but it has more furniture. Clara explains the problem. She says, "The music at night is very loud. It starts around 9 in the evening and goes on until midnight or later. It is hard for me to sleep." Marco listens carefully. He looks a little embarrassed. He says, "I am so sorry. I did not know it was that loud down there. I will turn it down." Clara feels relieved. She says thank you and goes back to her apartment. She thinks the problem is solved. For 3 days, everything is quiet. Clara sleeps well. She finishes her work easily. She feels happy. But on Wednesday night, the music comes back. It is loud again. Clara looks at the clock. It is 11:15 in the evening. Clara feels frustrated. She had already spoken to Marco. He had agreed to stop. But now the disturbance is back. A disturbance is something that interrupts your peace or your normal routine. Loud noise at night is a very common type of disturbance. Clara adds this night to her record. She writes the date, the time, and how long the noise lasted. She is building evidence. The next morning, Clara decides to contact her landlord. A landlord is the person or company who owns a building and rents it to other people. Clara's landlord is a man named Mr. Hall. He manages the whole building. He is responsible for making sure tenants follow the rules. Clara writes a polite email. She explains the situation clearly. She includes the dates and times from her record. She attaches her notes as a document. In her email, Clara says, "I have already spoken to my neighbor once. The noise stopped for a few days, but now it has returned. I would appreciate your help with this matter." Mr. Hall reads the email the same afternoon. He replies quickly. He thanks Clara for writing to him. He says he will speak to Marco within 2 days. Clara feels a little better. She knows that the landlord has the authority to act. He can warn Marco or even ask him to leave if the problem continues. 2 days later, Mr. Hall calls Clara. He tells her that he met Marco and explained the building's rules about noise. He says Marco understood and apologized. Mr. Hall also tells Clara something important. He says that there is a boundary for noise in the building. After 10 o'clock at night, music must be quiet. A boundary is a rule or a limit that tells people what is acceptable and what is not. In a building, boundaries help everyone live together peacefully. Clara thanks Mr. Hall for his help. She feels that the situation is finally moving in the right direction. That evening, there is no loud music. The night is quiet. Clara makes a cup of tea and sits by her window. She feels peaceful. The next week passes without any problems. Then, one afternoon, Clara sees Marco in the hallway. They both stop walking. Marco says, "Clara, I want to apologize again. I did not know how much the noise was affecting you. I should have been more considerate from the start." Clara smiles. She says, "I appreciate that. Thank you for understanding. I hope we can both enjoy living here." Marco nods and smiles back. A few days later, Marco even knocks on Clara's door. He brings a small plant as a gift. He says he wants to start over as good neighbors. Clara accepts the gift with a smile. She places the plant on her windowsill. She thinks about how well the situation was resolved. To resolve a problem means to find a solution and bring it to an end. Clara resolved the noise problem by communicating clearly and taking the right steps. Looking back, Clara thinks about what she did well. First, she was patient. She did not react immediately with anger. She waited and observed. Second, she kept a record. Having clear evidence made her complaint stronger and more believable. Third, she spoke directly to Marco first. Talking to the person is often the best first step. Many problems can be solved with a simple conversation. Fourth, when the problem continued, she contacted the landlord. She was polite and professional. She did not shout or use rude words. Clara felt good about herself. She had handled a difficult situation in an adult and respectful way. And in the end, she gained a neighbor who treated her with respect. Now let us review the key vocabulary from today's story. This will help you remember the words and use them yourself. The first word is complaint. A complaint is when you tell someone officially that you are not happy about something. Clara made a complaint about the noise. The second word is reasonable. Reasonable means fair and sensible. Clara was reasonable because she did not ask for too much and she stayed calm. The third word is landlord. A landlord is the person who owns a building and rents it to tenants. Clara's landlord was Mr. Hall. The fourth word is disturbance. A disturbance is something that interrupts your peace or normal routine. Loud music at night was a disturbance for Clara. The fifth word is boundary. A boundary is a rule or limit about what is acceptable. The building had a boundary. No loud music after 10 o'clock. The sixth word is resolve. To resolve a problem means to find a solution and end it. Clara resolved the noise problem step by step. Well done for listening to the whole story. You learned 6 important English words today: complaint, reasonable, landlord, disturbance, boundary, and resolve. Try to use one of these words today. You could write a sentence, say it out loud, or explain the word to a friend. Practice makes progress. If you enjoyed this story and want to learn more English in a calm and easy way, please subscribe to Fluent Story English. New stories are waiting for you. Thank you for learning with us today. Keep going. Your English is getting better every single day. See you in the next story.